Hello, viewers. Greetings and welcome to this episode of Leadership Matters, a video series highlighting the stories and experiences of global leaders and providing some valuable leadership lessons. The series is hosted by Avinash Ananda, a recognized leadership advisor, happiness strategist, and a motivational keynote speaker. Over the course of more than 30 years, Avinash has personally mentored more than 1,000 leaders and trainers and trained more than 1 million individuals from all walks of life in 30 countries. Our special guest for today's episode is Dr. Guru Prasad AS, Head Technology Strategy and Center of Excellence, IoT Edge and Sensors at Bosch Global Software Technologies, India. Dr. Guru Prasad is a highly accomplished individual with a wealth of experience in both academic and corporate settings in India and abroad. Dr. Prasad obtained a Doctor of Philosophy degree in optical sensing from the prestigious Indian Institute of Science. Dr. Prasad also completed a one-year postdoctoral fellowship at Nanyang Technological University, Singapore. Throughout his career, Dr. Prasad has worked in various capacities, from an entry-level engineer to a technical director, and has contributed significantly to the innovation ecosystem in both academic and industrial sectors. He has received several awards for his contributions, including the Young Scientist in Photonics, Professor Selvarajan's Award, a national award given by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India.
Welcome to yet another episode of Leadership Matters. Leadership Matters is a series of episodes where we talk to very interesting people, highly accomplished people, usually award-winning global leaders, and they share some instances and experiences from their life, from where we derive life and leadership lessons. Happy to have you here, Dr. Guru Prasad. We just heard your impressive profile. You look like you're sitting on a throne, or is that your kingdom? Is that your home?
Yes, it's my happy home, and thank you, Avinash, for taking your time to talk to me. And it's a pleasure to be connecting with people like you who are carving your own way into a new kingdom. I'm happy to get connected.
Thank you so much. But when you talk about carving your own way, you have carved your own way throughout your life. From the little bit that I know of you and the conversation we had before we started the recording, you have a very interesting journey that you have taken throughout your life, and you've always made very interesting and unique decisions. Could you share a little bit about that, please? For example, you've been in the rural areas of India almost throughout your life, early years of your life.
Yeah, I think the journey that I have gone through is very phenomenal, if you ask me. And so, if you look at there are clear milestones in which, if the decision would have taken differently, the direction of my probably career would have taken a completely different path. So in my career, I've taken very crucial decisions. For example, I very strongly believe in continuous learning, which means I would have stopped my education at bachelor's. I continued to my master's. I would have definitely stopped my education at master's because I had a lucrative offer from a very big MNC. But I continued my thirst for learning new things into PhD. I did my PhD from IIC Bangalore, and then in fact, so when I finished my PhD, I was about 30 years. By that time, all my age fellow guys would have actually got at least 5 to 7 years of corporate experience. And I took a very clear decision that I'll not join a company. I will do a freelancing. The reason why I did a freelancing after my PhD is to get lot of exposure to different areas of corporate. And at some point of time, I remember in 2013, I actually did a freelancing for 5 companies in one time. And that is what has given me a very big exposure of.
Why did you do it, Dr. Guru Prasad? Because a lot of people today want to get into action faster. And while education is good, you have taken it to another level. you have done your PhD in technology, you've done your masters in technology, you've done your masters in what else? You've done your MBA, masters in business, and now you're
Yes.
still studying. You're doing something else. What is that? You're doing business law. Is that correct?
Yes. Correct. Correct. No.
What
So if
drives
you
you?
look at,
What drives you to learn?
I think the questions that comes to us every day will challenge ourselves to be updated. In fact, it's same for you as well. Every time when we start a new day, new questions will get asked by us, and then we'll have to be prepared by answers. And that the uh, the journey of finding an answer will give us opportunity to learn new things. For example, if you look at business, you have technical products which enables business. You have business models which takes revenue out of these products. The other shadow side of this too is the third dimension, which is policies and law. And I was somehow missing that corner piece to add it into my career, and hence I thought this is a journey that I should also now start looking into, and started my business path with National Law,
Very,
Law
very
University.
fantastic. So there are two quick questions that come to mind. Number one is, should we study more, should we learn more, or should we earn more? Youngsters starting out in their life, which direction should they go, and how are these two related?
I
That's
think
one question.
fantastic question. Fantastic question. I think you should start from studying. Money will automatically follow. Whatever
Brilliant.
you do, even when you are studying, you should be probably the best in what. Automatically opportunities will come to you, and then money will follow. And there has to be a balance. Again, you can't keep studying forever. There has to be a
Right.
balance. Take a pit stop, understand whether your skills and capabilities and educational background is sufficient for you to fetch a job and impact society. Get into it. And then
Um,
don't stop there.
yeah, yeah. So education, does it make you become also bold? Because a lot of the decisions you've taken, you mentioned that decisions are what shape the future. So, how do you innovate? Where does this boldness come from? Is it from the questioning that you were talking about? Is it from the knowledge that you have? How are you so bold? And what are some of the bold things and innovative things you have done, both personally as well as work-wise?
I think if you look at what is education digitally, if you try to understand it, is gaining of knowledge, right? You
Sure.
do a particular course or a degree, you read some books, and through that you gain knowledge, and that knowledge is nothing other than data, right? For any
Other than,
decisions, if you have data with you, data, DAT.
got it.
So for any
Yeah,
decision, if you have sufficient data around you, the
right.
decisions will be more or less right.
Hmm.
And I would say, if your decision has to be right, you have to have data, for which you have to learn, do education, opt education, and then get into the industry.
Hmm. Hmm. Innovation, boldness, a little bit about that. Anything bold you've done in your life?
Quite a lot. See, for example, last year I did. Uh, in Bosch, where I work as technology strategy leader, we have options to choose different career paths, and we can traditionally go and then start looking into a large team and then start mining the existing business, or you can go and then get into a new path, drive certain innovation products, and then bring them into business.
Sure.
I have taken a path of the second one, which is I will invest on certain new technologies, create some early assets out of those technologies, enable business to acquire customers through these early assets, and then
Hmm.
grow on top of the assets that we have created, which means that technology readiness
So
that business wants is
you're
what my
envisioning the
response.
future.
Sort of, I would say.
Got
In
it.
fact,
So
in
that
the
is
current role where I am working with Bosch, I am envisioning the future of passenger cars.
brilliant. Dr. Guru Prasad, you are envisioning the future. You remind me of that line. They say the best way to predict the future is to create it. What is the future of automobiles? What is the future of technology? What is happening in the AI field? Please, some of your thoughts on these, please.
Okay. I think if you traditionally see how automotive industry getting transformed, for example, if I can quote some history, 25, 30 years back, the car that we all knew was a mechanical car, which means it was just driven to move from point A to point B. Simple. And from last 10 years, car has slowly transformed itself to be a companion for a driver or a passenger. And that is where a lot of new features started coming. Earlier, the definition of car was it can clock 100 kilometers in 8 seconds. Now people say, do you have internet in your car? Do you have personalization in your car? Can your car drive autonomously? How safe is your car? What is the car's ratings? Right?
Sure.
The definition of car itself has changed. I think in next 10 years, automotive industry is moving towards majorly 5 dimensions. One is personalization, autonomous driving, electrification, and very, very important is connected. It means car will not just be an isolated machine on the road. Car will be very, very intelligent. It can talk to neighboring cars. It can talk to a toll booth. It can talk to a traffic signal and then autonomously take decisions without even manual intervention. And that's what we call it as autonomous driving. And future of the car, if you ask me, would be a very, very drive friendly and I would say an IoT on wheels. I keep telling this. You have everything which you want to do in car, sitting in car, traveling in. Just imagine down the line, 10 years, you get into a car and say, hey car, I want to go from Malleshwaram to Banshakri.
Right.
And then start working on your laptop. It will autonomously give you a pleasure of driving and it will stop you where you want and say, we're done.
Brilliant, brilliant. Absolutely. So in this rapidly changing world, with supercars coming in and lots of other things changing, what are the key skills that an individual should acquire in today's landscape? Both in as an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur. There are many, you said.
Yeah, so there are many. Maybe if I can now start with very, very important one is today's car is becoming very software intensive, which means we call it as new architecture is evolving for mobility. Typical car is getting transformed into a software defined vehicle, which we call it as SDV, where the role of software in defining a car will be very, very heavy, which means a typical car getting aged for about 5 years, 10 years. If you use software defined vehicle as a new architecture to define your car, your software will keep updating your car and then make your features always updated. Which means the old car will not be old for you even after.
Got it. My question, Dr. Guru Prasad, is more about the software of the brain of the youngsters who want to be leaders and those who are already leaders. What is it that they need to upgrade constantly so that they also don't get old? What is it that all of us need to keep learning? And how do we stay ahead in this changing world?
I think one of the very general
For example,
skills that all of us
creativity. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think one of the very general skills that all of us have to practice is thinking beyond and keeping our mind open. For example, if I can,
brilliant.
Spend some examples, is there are enough market insights reports which tells us what are the technologies which will trend in next 10 years. There are enough market insights.
Sure.
As a technologist, if I have to ensure that my career is lucrative, bright, secure in certain industry, I should not just think of today. I should always be thinking ahead, reading those market reports, and then say, okay, this is a technology which will come and hit this domain and disrupt. Can I be a part of that disruption? Rather than ducking away from the
I
change,
think you are
if I
I
enable
think you are
myself to be in
fantastic.
that shoes,
You are fantastic,
yeah,
Dr.
well,
Guru
that's
Prasad.
how we should also now change ourselves to future-proof ourselves and also impact society.
Lovely. So I'm going to put together very quickly what we got from this little conversation, and I'm going to put it together with your name, Dr. Guru Prasad, Guru Guru. Okay. uh, Guru, the G stands for guts. You want to write it down? It's very interesting. I just came up with it right now, based on this conversation. It's a quick conversation. Guts again is your boldness, your willingness to innovate, your looking ahead. If you look at everything that you've been doing, it is all about gaining more understanding. You gained some understanding in technology, did your PhD in technology, then you wanted to gain understanding in business angle of it, then you want to gain understanding in the law. So about continuous learning, continuous growing, continuous understanding the landscape, making data-driven decisions. Understanding is key. It's not that you're only positive attitude or that you want to envision the future. It is based on data. It's based on widening understanding. And as you said, one of the key skills we need is openness, which is again for understanding. Brilliant. R. R is road. The road ahead. Your industry also, what you're doing is you're changing the way people, yeah, you like it? The way people move on the road, you're changing it. With your organization, with your technology, the future car, the supercars, the automated ones. What do you say? SDV, huh? So, software-driven vehicles. So the road ahead, both for the automobiles and for the individual as a leader, the road ahead is based on decisions. According to Dr. Guru Prasad, decisions determine destiny. Okay? So choose the road. With the guts, you make the bold steps. With the understanding, you have some basis of making those steps. And your road ahead and the decisions you take will decide. So here again, you spoke about the learning and the earning. No? That the learning or the Saraswati should precede the earning or the Lakshmi. However, both can go hand in hand after a while because you cannot focus only on one. Right? Brilliant insight.
Completely.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the U is uniqueness. You have not allowed your background to be an indicator of your uh, future. Where do you come from? What do you do these days? How much do you travel? And where is it that you had when you were born? What is your journey in terms of geography? What is your history in terms of geography?
So I come
I'm
from a
asking.
village near Bangalore called as Doddolapur. And as usual, anybody growing in rural areas wants to get exposure of nearest city. And
Sure.
my father came back to Bangalore, which was the nearest city. And that's how my most of my education cherished after my schooling. And as I told you, I did some adventures during my educational stunt as well. For example, after my PhD, I started a joint venture with a Indian company, and I was a technical director. And after 1 year, I said I'll take a stop now. It was very lucrative, and still that company is there. There are more than 50 employees working in that company. I was a technical director. I took a bold decision of again going back to academics. Then I went to Nanyang Technological University, Singapore, to do my postdoc. I think all these
Fantastic.
decisions, when I look
Amazing.
back,
Yeah.
I feel it is silly that I've taken a decision. But ultimately the journey that has actually given me a lot of good stories.
I'm sure, and also a lot of experience which you're using. I would say the uniqueness in all this is that it all comes together because of one word you used, which is impact. Uh, You are making an impact both through your personal and professional life on yourself and others. Yeah. You're taking care of your own desires, your own joy. You have what? What do you have in Kashmir? You were mentioning earlier with Salman. Apple, what? I thought you're buying the company Apple, or you're buying into Apple, or you have some Apple orchard, or what? Huh?
No. It was it was always in my travel list from maybe 20 years to visit Kashmir because of geopolitical and reasons.
Yeah,
I could not dare to go to Kashmir, and
sure.
thanks to the recent developments, India has opened
That's
up.
right. That's
I
right.
visited Kashmir now more than twice. I would very strongly suggest Avinash you should. It's a
I
different
want to. I
world.
want to. I want to. Absolutely.
It's a
Huh?
different world, and you should understand how certain geopolitical reasons, decisions will change the way people live today.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
decision has completely changed the people life, and that's the power
Brilliant.
of decisions at certain levels.
Sure. Sure. That's great. That's fantastic. So, Dr. Guru Prasad, you are truly embodiment of your name, which is Guru. Uh, and a Guru is a teacher, a Guru is one who shows the way, and a Guru cannot be a Guru unless a Guru is a disciple. Uh, and in the word disciple comes discipline. Uh, So the
Yeah,
true discipline is not by forcing yourself to do something, but being a seeker of knowledge and a transmitter or sharer of knowledge. I think that is absolutely fantastic. Lovely speaking with you, and look forward to interacting with you more.
thank you for your time, Avinash, and I would like to also thank White Page International to recognize me.
One of the
Yeah,
global technology leaders. Congratulations for that. How does that make you
thank you
feel?
very much. No, it feels very happy and equally more responsible. I think the experience that I've gained, in fact, if you ask me who I am actually uh, an academician turned into a corporate leader. But there is still an academician inside. I
Yeah,
always wanted to teach, share my knowledge with people around me, and
lovely.
my probably my takeaways out of this last 40 years, I want to summarize this, pass it to the younger generation, and then make them impactful leaders for the future. And
Brilliant,
thanks to
brilliant.
White Page International for recognizing this career and then honoring me with this award.
Fantastic. You deserve it. There are many more to come, and you should join me when we share the experiences and the knowledge distilled to younger people. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you
And
so much.
I think your interaction is also. Okay, I've already written 2 pages of notes.
Wow.
That's how we learn.
See,
Quite a lot I could learn from your interaction, and thank you
that
very
speaks
much.
volumes of your learnability, which is also a very, very important skill. The ability to grasp like a sponge. You know, we say the universe is a university. Uh, from every moment in life, we can learn something if we have that kind of mindset. That's an inspiration in itself. Thank you so much, Dr. Guru Prasad.
Thank you very much, Avinash. Catch you.
Thank you.